G'day guys, the soft shackle versus the steel bow shackle. Let's have a look at both of these options. Okay, so you've got a stuck four-wheel drive, you get the snatch strap out, you hook it up to the stuck vehicle with a pair of rated steel bow shackles and complete the recovery. It's the way it's been done since the first Datsun rolled off the showroom floor, but now we've got a safer alternative for the same recovery. And soft shackles are designed to be a safe and lightweight and easy to use alternative to the conventional steel bow shackle. By using a soft shackle, you effectively remove a very heavy and potentially lethal steel bow shackle from the recovery. And this 12mm Dyneema is rated to 14 tonnes minimum braking strain. And with this tightly woven sheath around the Dyneema core, this shackle is designed for some punishment. And this oversized knot will ensure that there is zero chance of this shackle ever coming apart during a recovery. And this braided heavy duty sheath allows you to thread a soft shackle straight through one of your regular recovery points. But what you need to make sure is just thread through like so, but you need to just make sure that your recovery point that you're going to thread this through is in good nick. It hasn't got any burrs and that sort of thing on it, because that's when it could damage one of these when it's under load in a snatch recovery. And then to hook one of these up, it's just a matter of just opening that loop up, threading the nut through, and there you go. That's ready to go. Now these are just as easy, if not as easy, as your traditional bow shackle to undo. So just got to, again, open that loop up, slide that over the top. There we go, pull it out, and job's done. All right, let's have a look now at the steel bow shackle. Now, yeah, a lot heavier than your soft shackle. They've got a 16mm body on them. Got a 19mm galvanised steel pin that goes in there where you hook it all up. And they've got a WWL, which is a working load limit of one of these shackles of 4 3/4 tonnes. Now, when you're going to get one of these, don't just go down to your hardware store and just pick up any decent size or big shackle off the shelf and think that's going to do the job. They must be absolutely stamped with that stamping on there, and then you know it's going to be safe to use when you're out there in a recovery situation. Right, so let's now have a look at a couple of options here on how to set up both of these shackles here on whatever you're doing there. But absolutely with any sort of recovery gear, you've got to make sure that the absolute key word for any of this gear is rated. It all must be rated, right from your shackles down to your recovery points, everything, your straps, the whole lot must be a rated gear, and that way it's going to be safe when you're going to be using it. Right, I will start with the soft shackle, show you to hook this up, get a snatch strap out. I've got a bog vehicle down there. Got my snatch strap here, just thread that over the top of the knuckle like so. Then just get that loop, open it right up, thread that nut through there. There we go. Then we got the strap out there. There we go. That's now ready to pull the vehicle out of the back out there. So I'll take the soft shackle out now and I'll show you what goes on when we're going to use a metal shackle. Now I'll show you the same setup with the snatch strap, but now we're going to use the steel bow shackle. So just undo that pin, take that out, grab your strap, hook that through there like so, and then drop that pin in there, and then you do this pin all the way up until it stops. Right, now that's where it stops, and then you've got to unwind it, just do it 1/4 turn back, because that way when it gets under load, you're going to be guaranteed to be able to undo that pin, because if you leave it all the way tight and then do your recovery, fair chance you won't get that pin undone. So make sure you go all the way down and then back 1/4 turn, and that'll make sure that pin comes out when you finish your recovery. And when it comes to joining two straps together, well, this is where the soft shackle is in an absolute league of its own. So you can certainly safely join two straps together just by that. Grab the other end of your loop from your other strap, that in case you need, get a bit longer with your snatch straps. Just put the knuckle in there, not in there like so, and there we go. That is a 100% safe way of joining two snatch straps together, just in case you've got to get a bit more length down the road there. So I'll grab the metal one and we'll have a look at that, but that's the absolute safe way to do it. If you want to join two straps together with a shackle, is certainly using that soft shackle, and only use that soft shackle. Now when it comes to one of these, look, I'm not even going to put it in there, because one of these and the loops of a snatch strap, if you're going to join two straps together, they should never ever touch. So don't ever use one of these to get two straps to join together like so. The only way to do it, as I showed you before, soft shackle to join two straps together nice and safely, and that way no one's going to get hurt. Right, so in a winching scenario, I'm going to show you 3 options here that you can use to hook up your winch cable to your tree trunk protector here. First one is clearly just grabbing the hook straight away, and if it's big enough, your hook's big enough where you can just hook it onto all those loops, well, just do it like so, and that is 100% safe way to do it, and it's quite a good way because there's no other braking options there, no other metal bits that's going to fly along. So if your hook's big enough, that's certainly a great way to hook up your tree trunk protector to your winch hook. Now I'll show you another option. Righto, so the second option, again, now you can certainly use one of these metal steel bow shackles for this sort of thing. So that just goes through the loops of your tree trunk protector like so. Put your pin back in. Again, do it all the way up as I showed before when we did on the back of the car there, but back it off 1 turn or 1/4 of a turn. And then your hook just goes straight over like so. Now that again is another safe way of doing it, but the only thing I don't like about this, again, it's another big chunk of metal there that's, you know, if something breaks, it's another big chunk of metal that's going to go flying through the air. So, but again, it is a safe option, but if you can just go the hook through the straps, definitely way to go. Now I'll show you with the soft shackle, there's a third option. Righto, so here's the third option with the soft shackle, in case your hook's not big enough to go through the straps. Again, just put your soft shackle through the 2 loops, open that loop up, put the nut through the loop there like so. There you go, and then you can just put your winch hook straight away on there like that. Make sure that clip snaps shut so nothing's going to fall off, and that way again is now a 100% safe way of hooking up your winch cable to your tree trunk protector and winching yourself out of that bog situation. And another big advantage with the soft shackle over the steel bow shackle is these will float. So if you've got to do a recovery in a river, or you've got to get from one side of the river across the other side, and you drop that in the river, well, that's going to float on the top and you're going to be able to find it and pick it back up again. Whereas if you drop the big steel heavy shackle in the river, well, it's going to go to the bottom. So you've got to hope it's not too deep or whatever, but you might not find it again. So that's certainly a big advantage with the soft shackle. And also, they've got no issues with corrosion, whereas, you know, your metal ones, you've got to make sure you look after those, and no corrosion issues going to go on with the soft shackle. The soft shackle is incredibly strong and far safer than the steel bow shackle in the worst case scenario. If a strap or a rope breaks, this goes flying through the air, well, it's not going to potentially hurt anyone or damage your car, whereas in this situation, if this goes flying in the air, fair dinkum, you don't want to be anywhere near it. Right, so just a couple of disadvantages, I guess, with the soft shackle as opposed to your steel bow shackle. Well, you've got to look after them, maintenance, and certainly keep them away from sharp objects, rocks and that sort of stuff, you know, in case they get any nicks in them. But at least with this one, it's got that, you know, really solid sheath around the outside of it there to protect the rope on the inside. And then, you know, the other point too is, I suppose, when it comes to price point, well, for about $10 you can get yourself these steel bow shackles as opposed to about $70 for a soft shackle. But you know, how much of a price do you put on safety? So I absolutely love these, but I still carry a couple of these just in case, but I'd much rather be using these just for that safety factor, and certainly the weight factor. There's a massive difference in the weight. So what do you guys use? I'd be pretty keen, you know, to using the soft shackle, the steel bow shackle. Which one do you guys use? Chuck them in the comments down below, because I'd be really keen to hear which ones you guys are using. So I'll pack all this gear up and head out in the bush, and fair chance might see you out there, I reckon. Catch you later on.